Welcome back to another episode of Unapologetically Her, the podcast that's for her, by her. And for today's episode, I am joined by Nia. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited.
Now, before we get into anything, let people know where they can follow you, what you're about, how to run you a check. Girl, tell them everything.
Yeah. So again, my name is Nia Lee. I am a video content strategist turned now into a video confidence coach. I have a degree in public relations and communications. That was what I was going to do. That was where my future was going to go. Then went over to the world of social media, found my way that way, created my own agency. And now we service women entrepreneurs, particularly in the beauty industry, with creating unique and visionary content for their brands. And of course, I would say that's my intro, but also how you can run me a check as well too.
Yes, girl.
As well as my incredible community, the Socially Savvy membership, which is a online community for women entrepreneurs that really want to level up their video, social media, and business skills. We do everything from live Q&As to live masterclasses, new videos. We have an entire video vault library as well. So again, if you're looking to kind of go at your own pace, but also connect with like-minded entrepreneurs, I highly suggest you join that community because it's amazing. Literally, it's one of those things where I always say, like, I can talk about it year in, day out, but you really got to be in there to see it. And so, of course, if you want to learn more, you can definitely follow me at Socially Savvy Nia. And of course, you can also follow our membership page at Socially Savvy.
Yes. Oh, girl. Ooh, I'm so happy for you.
Yes. We building.
Right? That's it, like 2021 onwards. Well, technically 2020 for you, but now we're in 2021. So if you haven't started, now is your time.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? So before we get into the real questions, how are you, especially in terms of COVID and everything that's been going on? How are you doing?
You know what it is? So COVID did affect me actually. So last year, March, so we're in March right now. So literally on March 17th, I think, was the day that I got laid off. And I've been working since I was like 14, 15, and I've never gotten laid off. I've never gotten fired from a job. It's always like, I always quit to go on to a next job. So when my boss told me that I had to go on EI, I was like, EI, I don't even know, like, how do I even apply for that? What do I need to do?
Yeah.
So when that happened, it did affect me for a little bit, but literally after that, it's like things started picking up with the agency altogether. So much so that I had to like actually register it as a business because I'm like, okay, we moving and shaking here.
Right.
So yeah, from March last year until again, December was really amazing. And then December through literally like February and like minus the end of February, I wasn't the best. I was dealing with I think again, just like seasonal affective disorder for sure. I was also dealing with the loss of a couple clients. Again, not seeing my family, that was a big thing as well too. I know again, when the lockdown happened again in December, like right in the time of Christmas, that really like bummed me out. But I did manage to go see some family as well, just for a couple days. And it was really amazing and lovely. Again, this time has really taught me how important it is to be with your family and talk with your family as well. So I feel like I've, even through the Zooms and just seeing them every now and again, I've been able to be even just closer to them. And it's also just let me be really grateful. Like I find I'm practicing a lot more gratitude instead of complaining or being like, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm just in a season now where I really just want to be very, grateful for like everything, for being able to wake up, being able to talk to you, being able to inspire people, go live, just like be me, you know what I mean? At a certain point, because I didn't know what my life was going to look like last year. And so far in 2021, it's been really great. But I'm also just like, I'm not one of those people, who dwells on a lot. I find you just have to keep moving forward and take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
And give yourself grace. I feel like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. I put a lot of pressure on myself, but then I have to kind of check myself and say, listen, you've got from 11 to 5 to get as much as you can done, because I set my hours. And you got so 11 to 5:30, you got enough to get done. And then what happens after that is up to you. You really get to steer your own ship. And so grateful,
I love that.
Happy, and just, taking it one day at a time.
First of all, I love the fact that you're talking about setting your own hours. That is the life I plan to live.
Listen here,
My
girl.
girl said 11 to 5:30. Let's bless.
I got up a little early today because I was just up. But if I wanted to have slept in time for this podcast, I could have done that.
Goals.
Listen, you're gonna get here. You're gonna get here. I'm telling you. You just gotta let it. You just gotta be in that. You gotta be in that state. You gotta say to yourself, like, I want to be in that state. And if you can, at your job. Well, I know everything's kind of shifting now with COVID, and they're opening things up and every now and again. But if you want to give yourself hours, if you want to make the hours that you want, make the hours that you want. I always think like sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and we think, oh, our job isn't gonna give us those hours and whatnot. But like, what would be the worst thing in the world if you told your job, yeah, I can't work, any earlier than 12:30.
Yeah.
12:30 to, let's maybe say 5:36, maybe 7. That works a little bit more with me. And set those boundaries, right? I think boundaries is something that gets spoken about a lot in the entrepreneurship world, because we're realizing that it's still in this time, we can't allow clients to take advantage sometimes, because sometimes they will. But we also have to remember, like, even our jobs as well too, like we have to set those boundaries, especially because we're in the house. It'd be different if I was going to the institution and working, but I'm in my home. Like literally it's business up top and like PJs and shorts at the bottom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta be good. I gotta feel good at what I'm doing. And if I'm not in my own house, something's got to shift and change. So I would even say that to you. Go ahead and ask.
Girl,
and say,
trust me, I tried the boundaries today. They asked me, they're like, okay, well, with things opening back up, do you want to come in on Sunday? I said, who?
Listen now, you got to say it.
I said, you know what? This is boundaries right here. This is my last weekend of freedom. I'm like, do not be the yes girl. No, I'm not available this weekend, but I am available Monday onwards when things open back up.
Exactly. And period.
Boundaries, people.
And nothing more, nothing less. Mental health. That literally all that, period. Thank you.
Yes.
Send the email.
That's it. I love it. Man. Oh, you already dropping gems. Let the people know. This is what they came here for.
This is what y'all came here for, right? What were we, like 10 minutes in so far? So that's what we're here to do.
Oh, you already see the direction where this podcast is going.
Yes.
So my first official question for you is, why is it important to incorporate video marketing into our content and marketing strategy?
I think anything that's on social media nowadays is video. Like a lot of these platforms, like even just TikTok, for example, like the way that that's blown up in the span of like maybe a few years now. Like I think last year in 2020, it was the most downloaded app. And if you think about it, Instagram, again, which is where we connected. Well, no, we connected in person.
Yes, the Code Black event.
At the Code Black event. And then we continued on our relationship over IG. And we think about, we're on Instagram all the time, but here's TikTok out here killing the game, getting people record deals, allowing people to go viral, starting trends. And so there's something important to really take in with video, that it really allows people to, one, be really creative, right? I think that's honestly why a lot of people thrive in the world of video, because it's not like writing, it's not like, creating graphics. It really is just up to your devices, or again, your filming skills, your editing skills or whatnot. And it's also a really great way to build know, like, and trust, right? There's like, when I started this account that I have, social media, well, now it's Socially Savvy Nia. I've gone through like 3 or 4 name changes because we're shifting, we're pivoting here, y'all. But when I started, I was just talking. I was just talking to the camera. I'd always been very comfortable on camera as well too. And I started my account from zero last year, 2019. It was a new account that I was starting. A friend of mine at the time, I was helping her with some social stuff. And I had a beauty Instagram at the time, because I was trying to be a makeup artist and influencer. And she was like, you've been helping me so much. I want to be able to direct people over to your page, but your page doesn't show beauty. It doesn't show, it doesn't show social media. It doesn't show marketing. It doesn't show any of that. Maybe you should create a new page. So after just kind of pondering on it a little bit, I remember, I think I did it in April of last year. Yeah. And I created the account, posted some stuff and left, posted, and then came back in the summer, posted some stuff, left, and then came back in September of 2019 and started posting more regularly and started creating videos. Because 1, I knew it was something that I enjoyed doing. And 2, I knew that video on social media was something that I'd always, again, been very comfortable with and something that I could easily whip up. So even again, just talking about my journey and everything that I've been through so far, I've gotten speaking gigs, I've gotten, opportunities to work with brands. I had the opportunity to work with Canva, which was like incredible. And all of that came from video. all of that. And again, I always say, like, who am I? I'm not anybody like super duper big, right? Yet, but I'm somebody who, you know, is just a girl here in Toronto making do with what I have. I got a ring light in front of me. I've got my phone in front of me, and that's all I'm doing. And I'm doing it consistently. And my videos are really great. And so when you think about video, it really can build that know, like, and trust and build those relationships. There are people, again, who I have never met, never. But we are cool and close because they see me, they connect with me, we build relationships that way. And I've also realized that video is something that people just enjoy, right? We're in the house now. People are looking to be entertained. They're also looking for people to be real. They want to see people because they can't see people in real time anymore. And so if you can just be yourself, be authentic, and show up on a regular basis and really feel confident at where you're at, that's going to make people gravitate towards you. And I've realized that, again, through just my journey, but I've also seen it in my clients. I've also seen it in my members as well too. The minute they start showing up on video, it's like a light bulb happens. People start connecting with them. They get DMs. People want to work with them. And so there's so much power in the video
because they're really seeing all your personality and everything coming through. It's like, I know you.
It's literally. And what's also great as well too, I've been really blessed. And also just like, this is just who I am, right? If we were to have this conversation in person, it would have been the exact same thing. I would have had my hand, talking, all that. People feel like when they do get to meet me in person, or we do a Zoom call outside of the social world, they're like, wow, this is you. Like, there's no faking for the camera here. You know what I mean? Like, I might not always wear makeup and stuff like that, but I've been really, again, I show you what I look like with makeup and without. So you're not confused about what I look like and stuff like that when I'm coming on a call with you or doing a podcast, and you can see what I look like. You know what I mean? So again, it all comes down to your ability to understand that video can really take you from being, you know, just in your house and whatnot, to someone being so enamored by you that they want to work with you, that they want to be your friend, that they want to buy whatever it is that you're selling. And all you have to do is make sure that you're doing it consistently, because that's another thing. You can't show up on video once and call it a day. You got to do it on a regular basis so that people get to know you. It's like TV, right? Like, and we'd always tune in to, I don't know, a new episode of Proud Family or a new episode of That's So Raven. If we didn't know that was coming on every single day at 6 p.m. or 6:30 or 4:30 or whatever, we would be like, what the heck's going on?
Exactly. And like, that's when you lose the interest, you lose the audience. We're like, okay, thank you, next.
That's it. And again, I always say to people, like, yes, I think about it from a marketer perspective, of course. But you have to think about it as a consumer. Like, you as a consumer of content on social, what are you gravitating towards? Are you gravitating towards the person that is out here creating pretty graphics? Or are you gravitating towards the person that goes live and talks to you and says your name and connects with you and so on?
Yes. Oh, girl. You have me already thinking about my Instagram and like TikTok, how to repurpose it right now.
Yes. Repurpose is the name of the game. Literally. I repurpose videos all the time because people don't know what they've seen. Right? No. We are all on this platform. We're following hundreds of people, thousands of people even. Repost your content, repurpose it, add a different spin on it. I have a video coming out next week in our membership called How to Elevate Your Video Content. And I don't necessarily talk about repurposing per se, but I just talk about how can you make your videos better every single time. Because I truly believe you should be elevating your content all the time. I think like if you look on my page or even the content that I produce, no two video is alike. Like there's videos that I've created, everything's different. It gives you a different experience. You get to see me up close. You get to see me a little far away. You get to see me in different outfits, with makeup, without makeup. It's all about creating an experience for people.
Know what? Number 2. Because I'm gonna be here like planning. Okay, so how did you actually get into video marketing? You kind of touched on like getting into like communications and PR, but like how did you be like, oh, video it is?
Yeah, you know, again, like I said, I'd always been very comfortable on camera. Like actually, I wanted to be like a television broadcaster. Like I wanted to be on CP24. That was a dream I had since I was like 14. But I lived with my aunt at the time. And I remember when she was kind of like, I don't really know. That doesn't really seem like a stable, sure thing. But I always know that I wanted to be in media. I've always been very creative. I had a YouTube channel at one point as well. I currently have a YouTube channel right now where I post every now and again. But I had a YouTube channel that I started because I just wanted a different creative outlet. And I had always known that video was something that I loved. And I started talking about it. I didn't really start talking about it in the beginning. I just started talking about social media and tips and apps and just, again, content that I knew a lot of people weren't creating. And I've always been the type of person to also motivate people as well too, and just be real and honest. So a lot of that content really resonated with people and so on. And I've always been very conscious of the types of videos that I put out. And slowly but surely, like people started just saying like, wow, Nia's the girl to go for video, or she's the video queen, or like or when I comment on people's stuff about their videos and I'm like, yeah, it's amazing. They're like, oh my God, that means so much coming from the video queen herself. And I'm like,
I'll take it.
And so I mean, I'll take it, because before, like I had been calling myself like a content creator. I had called myself a social media manager because those were the things that I was doing. And I didn't fully step into the term video content strategist until last year, April, May, maybe, I think somewhere around that time. And then I fully stepped into the title of video confidence coach in February, because I realized that I give people the extra oomph. I give people that extra motivation to just go ahead and do what they got to do. And I'm also a very confident person on video anyways. So people love that, see that. They're like, how can I do what you do? Like, how can I invoke that confidence? And I always say to people, at the end of the day, like, I'm not anything special, right? I'm very comfortable on camera, so that's what I do, right? But for you, if you're not always comfortable, one, I always ask them, do you try? Like, do you show up, right? Because I'd rather you try, show up, fail than not show up at all, because you never learn from being in the sidelines and watching everybody, right? You learn by saying, ooh, I posted that video, didn't like how I wasn't looking at the camera, or didn't like how my lens was blurry, or didn't like how the lighting was, kind of cutting off my face. Those are the only ways you'll be able to improve. And so I would talk about those things. I created the membership and spoke about video and how to improve your videos. I really stepped into the world of video and let that be my quote unquote niche. And then slowly but surely, I realized that a lot of people started getting into this niche as well too. And then I felt the name like video content strategist was just, it didn't really fully align, because I had been quote unquote coaching and talking to people and giving people the right steps and the right tools for so long. I never really liked the word coach. It wasn't something that really sat with me. But I fully stepped into it now. I think I've helped so many people, so many women, just believe that they can get it done. And it's literally it's not even by me being like, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's literally by me just being like, listen, people need to hear you. I'm tired of you posting pretty photos of your jewelry. I'm tired of you creating graphics about the products. Show us how to use the products. Please go live and talk about the new launches. Go live with clients and customers of yours to hype them up. Like, you gotta stop getting in this thing. And so again, because I was just doing that naturally in the DMs, in the comments, in my membership, I realized that I needed to fully step into this world. And again, a lot of people were looking to me as this video person anyway. So it's like the people kind of like brought me here, So that's why I'm so grateful to my community. That's why I talk about community all the time. Really, these really be your people. And again, like I said, there's a lot of people in my community who I've never met, but we are close. They've joined my membership. They're clients of mine. And it's a beautiful thing. And it all comes down to video. Video is why I'm here to this day, literally.
No, because like I said, your videos are fire. Like you said, I don't think since I've been following you, since we met last year, I don't think I can remember any video being alike. And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, no, that is so true.
Like every video is a different experience.
Vibe. Oh, and I like how you mentioned community too, because I think that's one thing people kind of forget about. When you do certain jobs, certain roles like this, you need your community. That's what helps build you. That's what gives you the clients. That's what gives you the money. And then that's how you feel connected. If you were to do this all by yourself and just be off in your corner, then like, what's the point? What would be the purpose of all this?
Yeah, you got
everything. Having someone to relate to is important.
Yeah, your community at the end of the day and sometimes people get really discouraged because they're like, oh, only 5 people showed up to my live. But I'm always like, or 5 people watched my video, or I only got 3 comments. And I think we got to get rid of this stigma or this idea that because, okay, maybe you have like, I don't know, 500 followers or 1,000 followers, and maybe only a couple of those people comment or like or share or whatever it is. there's so much more to that. Like, you got to remember, like, people talk, people refer. You don't know who's watching your content. You don't know who's engaging. You got to treat each of those people and thank them. Let them know that you appreciate them. Let them know that you actually care. And don't get upset when only a couple people come to your live, or only 5 people, because if you can't keep the same energy and show up 110 for the 2 people, how are you going to show up for the 200? You think that because there's only 2 people that I don't have to, do the most. That is the worst mindset that you need to have. Because what if those 2 people are your clients and you gave them lackluster, your ideal clients, and you gave them lackluster energy because you were upset that only 2 of them showed up?
Yeah.
What? That makes no sense, because at the end of the day, you never know who's watching. You never know who's engaging. You have to treat each of those people like they are a person. Like, for me, I hate the word follower. I hate it. I don't like using it. No. I stay away from it, because to me, there's so much, like, it's so much more. Like, you have to treat people on this platform as if they are people. People want to know that you care. People want to know that you're tapped into them and what it is that they're doing. And if you're somebody that's out here that's only looking at them as a number, then that's all you're ever going to see. And then you're going to get, again, when I had 69 followers on Instagram, because we're getting numerical, someone found my account and hired me for my first ever, like, social media agency job. Like, I remember, like, I didn't have anything. I was just kind of doing this. I didn't have anything. I wasn't even trying to start a business. I was just kind of like doing my little thing here. Yeah. And they reached out. They DM'd. They said, "Hey, love what you do. Love the stuff that you've been posting. Love how you show up. Do you do X, Y, and Z?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then they're like, "Okay, can I see your services, your service guide?" And I was like, "Yeah, give me." And then I think I messaged her maybe a few hours after that, because I had to run on Canva and make my service guide, because I didn't know. I had to Google what service guide was. I was like, I don't even know what this is. Like, I gotta rush. I gotta do my stuff. And so, again, y'all, you got to remember, at the end of the day, like, these opportunities are going to come. You just need to be ready for them, and you need to show up on a consistent basis, because that's what I was doing since September, I guess, till now. I've taken some breaks here and there, but I have posted consistently, right? I have posted consistently, shown up consistently. You've seen the evolution of everything that I am. And again, from 69, I always remember that number 69, to now being, I think, a little bit over 2,300, or maybe a little bit more than that. I don't know. The other day I had a spike in followers because I had a couple viral posts and stuff. Nice. But the most important thing is, at the end of the day, is that I am focused on building a genuine community. One, on my Instagram platform, but also, most importantly, within my actual membership community. Yeah. My members know I don't play. Like, I am not in here for clout. This is not a clout thing. Like, I'm here. I'm invested in you and your success and everything that, especially if you're here, especially if you are paying me money, I take that stuff very seriously. And I want you to know that I'm not in here just for jokes and giggles and whatever. And those people know, and those are some of my biggest cheerleaders. Though these are people who have been in my membership since we started last year, May. And again, will always look to me as, yep, Nia, without a doubt. And again, are saying my names in rooms where I'm not present, because that's the thing about community as well. Are you tapping back into those people, getting to know them, asking them how they are, and so on? Again, if you have 30 people say it all the time. You got 30 people that liked, or 30 people that commented, or so on. You think to yourself, well, that's not a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Yeah. Because if you were in the DMs with 30 people, that would be a lot of DMs. If you had 30 people in front of you, that would be a lot of people. And so you got to always remember that at the end of the day, you got to treat people as people. You got to care. Yeah. And if you don't, then maybe this whole video thing isn't for you, because long gone are the days of really high quality videos and everything being perfect and proper. Nobody cares about that. What people care about is, are you able to treat me as a real person? Can you see me? Can you interact with me? Can I see you? Right? Absolutely. If I was fake, you know what I mean? There's no way I would ever be here. And again, people always say fake it till you make it, but I'm always like, kind of, nah, that's not really my thing. I think you got to just kind of do you.
Yeah.
You just got to do you.
You kind of have to read between the lines of that line right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta understand at the end of the day that you gotta show up as you, right? Because if I'm gonna show
Facts.
up on video in a very high production way, and then when you meet me, I'm really low back, I'm really like, chill or whatever, it's gonna be like, okay, well, I'm confused. But
Who's who?
right, you know what I mean? People are confused. And so I am who I am. Take it or leave it. If you're following me and you're not really into me, you can unfollow me. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of this platform, social media. If you're not interested in seeing people because maybe you don't vibe with them anymore or whatever, unfollow.
Yeah.
But cherish the people that are in your community and start building relationships with those. The 2 people that are showing up to your live maybe every single week, or the same 10 people that are always liking your posts as soon as they come out, start building genuine relationships with those people and talking to those people, because those, again, are probably your potential clients.
Yep. Those are the clients. Those are the people who are going to promote you. Those are the people who are going to help you make that reach that you didn't even know you were reaching for.
And all you have to do is just treat them as if they're a regular person, not a means to an end, right? Nope. I don't look at anybody as a means to an end, right? I've had people who I've been talking to for the past 2 years that made the decision now to invest in me, right? But I didn't come to them or reach out to them because I wanted business. I reached out to them because I actually just wanted to know more about them, ask them questions, get to know them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then here we are.
Boom. Oh, you're going to have people looking at their social medias a whole lot differently after today. Let me tell you.
I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. Again, I went live before this just to kind of talk about the removing of the likes and the new live room feature, because I had seen a lot of people on my timeline panicking. They're like, oh my God, the live.
I just found out about that last night, the removing of the likes.
So here's the thing. So in Canada, we got our likes removed 2 years ago. But here's the thing. So you personally on your account can see your own likes, right?
Yes.
Right. But outwards, when you're just viewing your content or so on, it doesn't show you how many likes that you have, right? So in the States, they're going to roll that out. And I was over here.
That wasn't out yet?
No. So it had only been rolled out in Canada. I remember when it happened because it was 2019. Everyone was confused about it.
Yeah.
They had said that only Canadians were going to get it. And when we did get it, it was like, okay. And now again, in the States, they're looking to test a new feature, and people are going like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And I'm over here like, first of all, we got these removed 2 years ago and ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed, girl. Okay.
They changed it up some more because I see people like freaking out. But I saw like they're removing of followers as well. But it was the likes, and I'm just like, but we already had that.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Like, huh?
I don't know. But
I actually like not seeing the likes, because then you're not really comparing yourself to people every minute.
Exactly. And even then I said, like, look, you got to remember at the end of the day, like, the likes don't pay your bills, sis. So if you're confused, if you're upset or panicking about likes, then you clearly haven't been using Instagram in the best way possible, which is to create content, get those comments, get those shares, get those saves, get those website clicks, those website taps, because that's going to get people to what you got going on. Exactly. And likes don't pay your bills until Instagram starts allowing likes to pay my bills. Like, I don't know, 5 cents a like or 20 cents a like or whatever it is. I ain't pressed, and neither should you, because if you're focused on building genuine connections with people, talking to people, using video to go ahead and let people see who your personality is and see what you got going on, then you ain't worried about likes being removed, because at the end of the day, who cares?
Thank you. See, I don't know. Instagram's changing. Everyone has their own like little thing going on. And I'm just like, you know what? I can't keep up. I can't keep up.
And I said that to people. I was like, listen, if you are not down with what is going on this platform, you can uninstall the app. You can delete your account. You can find other platforms to go and create content. Many options. There are too many options. And so if you go sit here and complain, it's like, it's going to happen anyway, girl. Like, you need to either get with the program or come off, because I don't want to keep seeing you all the time complain about likes being removed, when it's like, okay, and like, there's so many other metrics, there's so many other insights that you can tap into, and also just real ass people that you can connect to and start talking to those people and building. Because again, like I said, likes don't pay your bills.
Nope. That's I found out about the likes, and then I was watching someone's live yesterday where they mentioned the followers and saying if you don't have an active account or if you're not posting like regularly after a certain amount of time, Instagram starts removing followers. And I'm just like, oh,
wow,
wait a minute, this is new.
They're really cracking down on the people that are on this platform and not using it in the best way possible.
Yeah.
I know as well the new thing with at one point the topic of conversation was them taking down TikToks that are repurposed onto Reels. Again, I remember even then, like maybe 5-6 months ago, maybe even shorter than that, when like they changed around the toolbar so that it's like
I hated that.
But again, what are we gonna do?
They go love it or go hate it.
You gonna love it.
Get used to it.
Get used to it or come off. Don't complain.
100%. Oh, welcome to the digital era. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, literally.
Now, in terms of video content, how did you develop confidence to be on video? Because I think everyone sees you like, oh my gosh, she's just so at it. But was there ever that point in time where you're like, I had to work my way up to it?
You know what it is? I think I stopped saying to myself that I need to show up like other people. You know, I think I watch a lot of content. I'm on YouTube like all the time when I'm not on Instagram. And you can get really caught up in what everybody else is doing, right? And I think one of the most important things is that you can see how people show up and create content and so on. And you can say to yourself that I want to show up exactly like that person. But the reason why that person thrives is because they're just being themselves. Literally. They are just being themselves. They are showing up as is. They're creating the content that they want to create.
Yeah.
And so they don't feel like they have to compromise. And so for me, I genuinely feel like I'm at a point in my life where I do not have to compromise on the content that I create. That people want to work with me. People want me to be ambassadors for their brands. People want to hire me to do speaking gigs or whatever because they just see how I am, see the content that I create, see how I show up, and they want that. So why am I going to sit here and focus about, oh, I need to look a certain way or like whatever it may be? You'll want me. So
exactly.
This is who I am. And so that confidence comes from one, just being very sure of myself. And also remembering at the end of the day that I rise to the occasion every single time, right? Even if I am coming on video for a short amount of time or maybe a little bit longer, I always rise to the occasion. I always put my best foot forward. And I truly believe that I always say this to my clients and my members, that you never know who's watching, right? No. You could put out a really bomb video today, and then 3 months later from now, for whatever reason, it might go viral. It might have some sort of a tick to it. And so that's, you always got to show up as if like, this is it. Like you ready. Like this is your Beyonce Coachella moment. Yes. If somebody comes across that piece of content today, or like I said, 3-6 months down the line, can you honestly say that that's you, that you loved that video and you put your foot into it and it's the best representation of your brand and who you are? Because again, I can look at all my videos and say to myself, yep, I can repost those videos today. And it, again, a year from now, I'm the same person. Right. Obviously, like maybe I'm a little bit, I weigh a little bit more because of the quarantine and so on, but I look the same. I be acting the same. Everything is the same, consistent. I'm showing up as me. I'm cracking jokes. You're seeing some bloopers. I'm using my hands. I'm talking to you directly. I'm doing everything on a consistent basis. And I'm just very comfortable, right? That confidence comes from me just being very comfortable at where I'm at right now. So, and at the end of the day, I don't need to be anything different because people don't want me to be anything different. No, like the minute people see me kind of act a little different, like I remember, I think it was in January, maybe February, I was kind of lost in the sauce with my content. It was January. I remember I was very lost about what it is that I wanted to do because I made the announcement that our agency was working with beauty brands. And again, a lot of people were happy for me. My community was so happy for me. So I was super grateful, but I was really confused about the content that I needed to create. And I felt like at one point I was creating a lot of content that I felt like I had to because everybody wanted to know about specific things and so on. And I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy creating that type of content. And sure, maybe I was confident, I guess, but I wasn't comfortable. I didn't feel like I was creating content that was actually really good. And because I was just creating content just to create, meaning I was doing it because I saw everybody talking about video. And at one point, like I think it was last year, like a lot of people started talking about video. Like I remember in 2019, like people were kind of sort of talking about it, but not really. A lot of people started talking about video marketing and like how to do tips and this. And I was like, I feel like I'm regurgitating the same information. And the same thing that made me special in the beginning, where a lot of people gravitated towards me, it wasn't coming through in my content. And I had to like really sit down and say to myself, Nia, you need to create content that you truly enjoy. And when you do that, people are going to love it. And in that span, I think it was January, I created 2 videos that to this day I'm very proud about, and they did really well. I created one that was about how to create your own viral challenge, because again, the conversation of viral challenges are like, everybody's always doing them, right? I think I referenced like the Bust It challenge, which a lot of people were doing. I was interested, you know, I always look at it as like, what am I interested in? What's my take? Because I know a lot of people might have that similar take as well too. And we've all done a viral challenge here and there, you know, or seen them. So I'm like, okay, well, how can you create your own? And so I gave step-by-step about how to go ahead and do it. I love this video to this day. It was awesome. And I created another video about how my online dating makes me a better connector on social media. And I spoke about when I used to be a serial online dater, like 4 or 5 years ago. Now I'm with my boyfriend now, like 4 years. We met on OkCupid, but I spoke about how it made me better. And again, people were like, this is really great. Like, you really put your, like, nobody. And again, the conversation of online dating and social media are so close. Like people always compare them or talk about them or so on. So I was like, well, I used to be a serial online dater, like all the apps, I've been all of them. The Hinge was new, so no, but all of them, I was on all of them. So, but again, doing that for, I think maybe 2-3 years, I learned so much, and that's allowed me to be in the social media space and not care about rejection and understand that not every conversation is going to turn into something. And again, they're really awesome videos. If you want to check them out, they're on my IGTV channel. But again, people loved them. They were like, wow, you've really made me think differently. And that's the type of content that I want to go ahead and create. That's what makes me very confident about my brand and everything. When you can go back to my platform and not see the same regurgitated information that everybody's talking about. I'm giving you a different perspective. And I'm also doing it, and it's real. It's a real perspective. Like, this is something that actually happened to me. I've been somebody in this space. And now I always look at it now. I always look, and I'm actually going to create a new video. I think I'm probably going to film it this week, maybe for next week. The conversation of live shopping, the resurgence of it, because Instagram and Facebook are going to start doing live shopping again. And I want to, again, be on the cutting edge of that conversation. And I have an interesting take on it because our agency does work with beauty brands, and the whole conversation of beauty and live shopping and all that are so close, right? QVC, shopping channel, all that. So I definitely want to have that conversation. I want to get people thinking. And that's how we do it.
Oh, my girl's just jumping the gun. Like, she'll be like, I'm gonna be first. Hi.
Well, not even that. I
give you the insight.
I want to give you the insight. I want like a month or 2 from now to be able to repurpose that video and see y'all, I told you. 1, 2, this video is very, like, it's jam-packed with so much knowledge. And 3, you can now just like, again, I say to people all the time, like, if you want to ask me questions about just different perspectives and social and all that, before you sit there and pay me, really get into what I got going on my social media, because I do not hold back. I give you different perspectives. I give you things that are helpful. To this day, people tell me, wow, I always go back to this video. I always go back. I literally had a lady in my DMs on the weekend who said, hey, I just spent the last like 30 minutes binging all your content and I'm obsessed. Wow. Thank you. And I was like, cool. And I sent her a video message. I was like, thank you so much for letting me know that. And yeah, we kept it short and sweet. You know what I mean? I'm very appreciative of that stuff, because sometimes we think that the content that we put out doesn't always resonate with people, but it does. It really, really does.
Something that you just said is that how you replied. You didn't just even text the reply. You sent her a video reply.
Yeah.
Like that. You can't get more on brand than that. I love that.
I'm just saying, I did to a client call yesterday as well too. I sent her a video message, said, hey, super excited to meet you. Cannot wait to get started. And they loved it.
Yes.
Who would I be? Who would I be if I called myself a video confidence coach and didn't do video?
Right? Just send a text. Hey, thank you.
No. I mean, sometimes I do send the text depending on the time of the day that I, but again, if I think that person is an ideal client or somebody who I know can really, join my membership or whatever it may be, I'm going to send that video message. I'm going to give that extra effort because I believe that we all are on this platform to do that. It's a free platform. We can go ahead and make money off of it. We might as well use all the features and all the things that we can to really go ahead and just do the big thing, right? I got my own gifts, so you can use gifts of me as well. It's just,
that's again, so cute.
I love it because I use gifts all the time.
Yep.
And I was like, I have a green screen. Let me make my own gifts, right? And when I send them to people, everyone's like, oh my God, you have your own gift. And I'm like, yes, I love it. And it's all about creating those touch points and just, again, being different, showing up consistently, and just remembering that you got it in you. You know, I'm a Leo, so I try not to be so like, I'm a big personality, but I also understand like I can be, so I try to kind of rein it down every now and again. But I know I'm it. I know that I'm pretty lit over here. So
and that's on period.
And that's on period. And if you don't want to be a part of that, okay, I'll be over here with the people that want to rock with me.
Right? I'm here for it. If you ain't part of her community, to the left.
I mean, I'm just saying, you gonna get this FOMO. You gonna see all of this, and then you gonna say, well, damn, me, I always be talking about this damn membership. And that's usually what it is I'm always talking about the membership.
Yes.
Then people want to hit me up in the DMs like, hey, like, it's like, what's your membership about? And then I go into my spiel, let them know what's good.
Yep.
And then they join.
Boom. Drake it, girl. Drake that one. Yes, you earned it.
Don't get me going now. Don't get me going. I'm going.
You see, like, because I'm thinking, I think you kind of just answered both questions in one, because I said, how do you show up confident? But then also, how would you advise women to show up confident in their video? And that just all tied in.
Just, you got to do you. You got to be yourself. You got to be consistent. You got to remember at the end of the day that you also have like a business and a brand to promote. And you got to let people know where they can connect with you, how they can buy from you, how they can tap into everything that you got going on. And then, like I said, if people are annoyed of you, they can unfollow you.
Boom.
That's simple. The people that are watching, the people that are engaging, they want to be there.
Yep.
So give them a reason to keep coming back.
Whether it's one person, 10, 100, 1,000, do it for yourself. Make sure anything that you put out there is top quality. Make sure you are showing up for those people who are showing up for you.
All the time. I literally say that all the time. And I'm so appreciative of people that show up for me. And I tell them that. I say, thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for wanting to be a part of this conversation. Because again, it's something that a lot of people don't do. They look at Instagram as like very transactional. And for me, I don't look at it like that. I look at it as an opportunity to get to know you and build a relationship with you.
You're building that trust.
If you want to, you know what I mean? I don't do it to every single person. But again, for the people that are always engaging, always wanting to talk.
Yep.
I say to myself, well, we have a really good rapport going. Why don't we jump on a Zoom call? Why don't we exchange numbers? Why don't we exchange emails and go further than what it is that we're doing? And you got to remember, you got to show up first before you can even do that. Because if someone comes into my DM who I've never met or never seen and wants my email or wants my phone number, I'm like, who are you? I don't know who you are. But if I come in someone's DM after just, a live or anything in relation to that, they're gonna be like, yeah, Nia, I love you. You know what I mean? That's usually what happens. It's usually people, because I've got tons of followers, right? So every now and again, I'm not looking at it from a follower perspective. I'm looking at it from, these are a lot of people who I have never met before. So let me see what they're up to. Let me see who they are and connect with them. And if they want to connect with me, then we got something going. And a lot of people are just very appreciative of that because they don't really expect it. They don't expect people to send them video messages or voice messages or to say hi, how you doing, like all that. They all think it's just an aimless thing, right? But I take all this stuff very seriously, very seriously. And I do it in a way that doesn't make it seem like I'm coming to you for business. I just want to know how you are. Literally.
That's it. Oh girl, yes. I hope you guys have been taking notes. I say this almost every episode, but this, if you're someone who's very into social media and wants to know how this works, make sure you've been taking notes. Replay this episode. Go watch the YouTube so you can see our interactions. If you're watching it, hey,
love it.
Head over to her Instagram, sign up for the membership because clearly she's giving gems.
And again, these are podcast gems, but best believe we be getting into it for the membership. Like I tell everybody, come to Q&As, come to office hours with specific things that you need help with, specific questions. Because I don't like giving very generic answers. If you are a brand telling me, hey, I don't know how to get people to be interested in this new product I have launching, boom, I'm going to give you specific like actionable steps to go ahead and make that shift. And then it's up to you. The onus is on you to go ahead and make that happen. Now, I always say, if you don't necessarily have the bandwidth to do it, you can also call me for social media management. You can also call me for strategy because I also do that as well too. I may be doing these Q&As and these coaching and these live trainings, but I also like to give my all to people who, again, make the investment in me. And everybody can attest, when you make the investment in me, you will start to see that return. You will start to show up in a different way. Your community will start to see you in a different way. And I don't take a lot of credit for that. I just said it was in you all along. All you needed was the right steps. All you needed was something to just go full force. And so, yeah, that's how I am with my clients, my members, and so on. But like I said, I do a lot of this already on IG already. So even if you wanted to get those gems, at Socially Savvy Nia, because there's tons. But like I said, if you want more, if you want specifics, if you want to get into it specific for your business, and you want to know how to use video to, use the power of video to turn those into dollars or gain that notoriety or gain that exposure for your brand, then connect with me. Click the link in my bio, work with me, and we can get this money.
Yep. Oh, girl. Now, sticking on the trend with social media, though, because like we said, a lot of people turn into social media for, entrepreneurship, to promote their business, their products, advertisement. Can you tell us some of the pros and cons that come with it, though? Well, we know a lot about the pros, but especially the cons, I think people kind of overlook.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times we get into this habit where we assume a lot of things. And I literally actually did a post about this last week where I said, I think some of y'all got the game messed up. Like, nobody needs to like your content. Nobody needs to comment, engage, follow you. You need to actually take initiative and create content consistently, provide value content consistently, and build those genuine relationships with people. None of this stuff is owed to you. Because I know sometimes every now and again, people get upset about certain things. It's like, why are you getting upset with a platform that you don't own? You're on this app for free. You're on social media for free a lot of the times. So if you're upset about how things are going, it's like, okay, but are you focused on trying to get all those people into your business? Are you actually focused on trying to get customers or vanity metrics? Because that's a whole other conversation there. So when you get into assumptions,
that term right there, the vanity metrics,
it's just like, if you're focused on the wrong things, you're gonna get caught up. Right. And so the con is, don't assume because you have 10,000 followers that equals 10,000 sales, because it doesn't.
No.
You know what I mean? Like and you don't even need 10,000 followers to buy whatever it is that you're selling in order for you to be successful.
Yeah.
How about that? Right. So you got to change your perspective a little bit, and you got to understand that none of this stuff is owed to you. And you also have to remember that this is social media. So anything you say, people are taking that for face value. So if you don't mean it, if that's not how you want to show up, if that's not how you want people to see you, then don't do it. Don't do it, because people are going to take that and they're going to run with it. Right? Like if I was somebody out here who, I don't know, was running amok or whatever, a year down the line, 3 months, however, someone could take that and use it against me. right? Everything you put on this platform is on this platform. It's here to stay.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you delete it, it's here to stay. So you always have to remember, again, I said the conversation of putting your best foot forward and showing up as you are. Because if you're going to be fake, people are going to be like, okay, well, I remember when you were acting, fake over there. And it's like, I'm confused, right? We've seen it in the past as well too, right? And we see what happens. Yeah, we see what happens when people put things on social media. It's a mess. And then they get upset that people are reacting to it. It's like, but you put it out. That's what people are here to do.
Exactly.
React, consume, comment, engage, share, whatever it is that they need to do. So if you don't want it up there, don't put it out.
That's simple.
Don't assume. Don't put things out that you don't want to. And remember that none of this stuff is owed. Like, none of this stuff is owed to you.
Yeah.
Right? The only thing that's owed to you at the end of the day, well, nothing really. At the end of the day, like, you gotta owe it to yourself to say, I gotta show up regardless. Because if I don't show up, the people are not going to be able to connect with me. And if the people aren't able to connect with me, then they're not going to know what it is that I have to offer. And if they don't know what I have to offer, I ain't got no money. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. And again, if you guys find that I'm talking about money a lot, we're in business.
Yeah.
None of us are in business to do things for fun. We're in business so we can make money. So if you are confused by that concept or don't understand that concept because you're worried about vanity metrics, then we're not the same. You know what I mean? Because I use Instagram as a way to talk to people, build, connect. And so again, I can bring people into my community, my membership, or again, that can be my clients, right? I've had people as well who have been following me for, like I said, a year and just decided to tap into me, my community, my membership, my services, and so on. Right? So you got to keep putting it out. You got to remember that you have to do yourself the favor of getting out of your head about what you think. Oh, Instagram's removing likes. People aren't viewing my stories. Show up anyways, because you don't know who is going to see that content, resonate with it, and then maybe want to buy from you, or maybe want to connect with you, or maybe again want to invite you to speak or something in relation to that, right? Like, I literally had a girl reach out to me last Friday in my DMs about a speaking opportunity. Literally by just telling me, we've been looking for somebody to do a session on video confidence for a while. And if I hadn't made that decision to switch my bio to video confidence coach, where would I be?
Exactly.
And this is for a notable company. So I'm over here like, you know what? I just got to keep doing me. Period. And at the end of the day, people, again, in my community on social and whatnot, even my clients, right? Like, they are expecting me to show up in a particular way, to be myself, to be real. And you gotta remember at the end of the day that this is, again, nothing, like, we're on this platform because we can just be on here. But you can't get caught up, right? You can't be upset. You can't assume things. And if you start to get in that habit, you got to check yourself and say, well, wait a minute now, what's going on? What's going on internally? Why do I have so much hurt and feel, right? Again, for me, making the pivot to beauty brands, I was confused about the type of content that I needed to go ahead and create. And I recently posted this video that I had in my phone for 2 months. And it was this Fenty Skin video that I did with the product. And I thought it was a really dope video, but I had been sitting on it for so long because I was like, I'm trying to ease into it and all that. But then again, I put it out and so many people loved it. They were like, wow, this is great. This is awesome.
That's the one that just dropped 2 days ago, no?
Yes!
I saw that one.
And the girl, some of my friends in the comments were like, Fenty, you gotta hire her. I was like, oh my God. I wouldn't know how to act. Listen, I wouldn't know. I told my boyfriend, literally asked me, he's like, what would you do if Fenty called you today or tomorrow and wanted you to work with them? I said, I wouldn't. I think I'd lay on the floor all day. I think I would just lay on the floor and be like, I don't even know.
Just tell me when. I will ask no question.
I wouldn't even know how to act, but again, it all comes down to me just showing up and me just being myself and putting out quality content and remembering at the end of the day that I'm not alone in this. I've got 2,000 plus people that's following me, which is amazing, but I've got a solid maybe 100 people that really fuck with me. And that makes me feel really good. Like that's a lot. And again, a lot of these people I have never met in person, but we are cool like the other side of the pillow because we talk all the time and globally too. This is not just a Toronto thing. This is like States. This is like South Africa. This is like Barbados. This is like connects all over.
You everywhere.
Yeah. So if I need to go anywhere,
girl, you are living that life.
Listen, and again, it was all organic. Nothing is with a means to an end. It's just people who I connect with. That's it.
Just keep adding more people to your community, not followers, but you're adding people to your community.
That's it. And I appreciate everybody who's there. I'm again, like I said, I'm very in a mode now of practicing gratitude and not focusing on what I don't have, but what I do. And I'm not in a season where I'm taking any of that for granted. Like I am so blessed, so happy. I recently did a giveaway for my membership last week to invite 20 women in there. Again, just me wanting to celebrate and being excited and wanting to actually just help women be here and be better. Yeah. And again, it's a blessing. 2 years from now, 2 years ago, I don't even think I would have ever been able to say that, do that. Yeah. Just look at God, look at how everything has just changed, so I'm blessed.
Yes. Like if this is already how your year pretty much, I always call it there's the new year and then there's the pandemic year. Yes. So this is the trend that your pandemic year has been going on. And just imagine by the end of this year alone.
I mean, again, like I said, I'm very blessed. I'm 25, so I've got a long time to go into everything to work itself out. And even from December,
you inspired me.
Listen, Natalie, I'm telling you, you can, the minute you turn on to be in this, I'm telling you, things will start to move.
Like here, I'm 24, about to be 25, and I'm just like,
listen,
everything's hitting me like a brick. I'm like, I understand what people's mean when they say once you hit 25.
Yes.
I feel it.
Listen, age is but a number. But I think again, at the end of the day, you got to remember, like, you have it in you. I say it all the time. You have it in you to get it done. You just have to say to yourself, when am I going to do it? When am I going to pull the trigger? When am I going to show up? When am I going to do it? And then you'll realize it's not even as scary as you think. A lot of the times we get up in our heads about a lot of stuff, and then we have to say to ourselves, well, it wasn't as scary as I thought. Or we put things out, we think no one's going to give a crap. Yeah. And then like everybody loves it. And you're like, oh my God, like I wasn't expecting that. And it's like, that's just by you doing you stepping in your purpose, you just saying to yourself, I'm going to give my best. I'm going to put my best foot forward every single time and not be so focused on the things that I don't have or the things that aren't aligning right now and what I do have in front of me. Yeah. And what I do have in front of me is a genuine community. What I do have in front of me is this app that has all these things that I could do. And if I'm not even utilizing half of them, then why am I complaining? Why am I worried?
See, now in terms of when you talk about like showing up and like some people could be scared or they're nervous. Now that kind of ties into my next question, because we see, like we said, like, we studied this in school, communications, PR, and there's some people who just kind of maybe watched YouTube videos and picked up on it. So does a person really need professional training or schooling to use social media for effective selling?
I don't think so. I think obviously it's important to kind of, I guess, if we're talking about like marketing, it's probably great to know what those numbers mean and how to, make sure that what it is that you're doing, those marketing efforts, those deliverables you have are actually turning into dollars. But I don't think you need a lot of training. I think you just need to say to yourself, I need to put myself out there. Yeah. And then what I said earlier, which was about, if you don't put yourself out there at least once, how are you going to know if you're good or not? How are you going to know if it's something that you're comfortable with? Because again, you can look at all the videos that I've created and say to yourself, okay, yeah, I can see where Nia decided to level up a little bit, or yeah, I can see where she, kind of stumbled here and there and so on. These days, sometimes I cut out the stumble, sometimes I don't, just depending on how I feel. But it all really comes down to your ability to just say to yourself, I'm going to try, right? Because a lot of us don't try. We want things perfect. We look at the person that's been doing this for 20 years and we're like, I want to be like them. It's like, but where do you think they were 20 years ago?
Exactly. When they didn't have all this like stuff to use.
Yeah, they didn't have the equipment, they didn't have the quality, they didn't have the team. And you're comparing yourself to someone who's been doing this for 10, 20 years.
Exactly. They had half the resources we have now.
half. And like they did it because that's what they wanted to do. They were passionate about it, not because they were looking for an easy buck or they thought it was going to generate a whole bunch of views and so on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't compare yourself to what everybody else is doing. You can look and see, okay, you say, hey, I like her setup. How can I turn that into my setup? Or how can I add my own spin? Or I like the way that she, you know, wears makeup. I want to do my makeup when I show up on videos. Or I love the way, you know, they when they go live with somebody else, how they feel really natural when they're talking. I want to be able to do that as well too. But the only way you're going to be able to say to yourself, okay, I'm going to try that inspo is by trying, is by putting out the content and not saying to yourself, I'm not going to post it because I don't know. People love to see the evolution of who you are. People love to say, I remember when Natalie was out here doing these videos and now look at where she's at. People love that. People love it. I can't tell you because again, as a consumer, I love that. There's so many like YouTubers and creators that I follow that again, I was following them since their inception of the channel.
Yeah.
And a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I'm like, damn, look how much they've leveled up.
I feel like a good example of that right now, who I've been seeing, like, for example, like Latoya Forever. That's like when I first, like YouTubers, I think about how far back I've been watching her doing like short video skits from like her condo, from her grandparents' place. And then like look to the elevation where she is now. How her vlogs have just taken that toll.
That's it. And there's so much power in that, right? But again, if she didn't put out any of those videos, how would she be able to be where she's at, right? Because you have to start from somewhere. Like I know we get really caught up because we're like, yeah, you know, everyone on social media is doing this and that. But again, if you're spending so much time consuming other people's content instead of creating your own, then you're going to get in that habit. You know what I mean? That's why, again, we spoke about boundaries in the beginning. Super important to lay down what those boundaries are for you when you're on this platform or any social media platform. Because if you're somebody that's very, you know, you look at everybody and you think, oh, and you feel bad, you know what I mean? You feel like you're like, oh my God, I'm not rising to the occasion. It's all that. Then again, maybe you shouldn't be following those people, or maybe you need to like come off of that platform because it's not for you, right? But a lot of these social media platforms have other people on it. So you can't get rid of people, you know, unless you mute people every now and again. But even then, like it's hard to mute every single person. So that's why you have to like focus on you and focus on your journey and remember that your content is not going to look like mine. I say that to people all the time. I'm like, you don't have to show up on video like me. I show up on video like me because I'm very comfortable about doing it. Like I can go live, no problem. That's it. I can edit my videos, no problem. I can do live collabs with people, no problem. Because I'm very comfortable. But if that's not what you're comfortable in doing, then don't do it. But that's not an excuse not to show up on video.
There you go. Just have to kind of find that balance that works for you.
It's all about balance. It's all about saying to yourself, well, maybe I don't like to do it, but maybe somebody else does. Like, again, I posted a reel yesterday about how to get your community to create videos with your products. And I gave some tips and they were really useful. And a lot of brands were under there and said, wow, this has been really helpful. Thank you. And like one of the first tips that I gave was just asking, right? You'd be surprised how many people would be down to create content or testimonials or for you if you just ask, especially if they already love your products and love everything that you're doing. You'd be surprised how many people would say, yeah, no problem. And then I gave some other tips. Yeah, you know, it's just there's so many ways that you can create content, create videos. I say all the time, you know, not showing up is not an option.
Yes.
Right? So you got to find a way to do it that feels the most real and authentic to you.
Well, I feel like I know what your answer is going to be to this question based on what you just said and based on all like the advice you've given us today. But what is your your one tip that you want women to take away in regards to creating videos?
Well, again, that one that I just said again, you know, creating videos as yourself. But you know, I think at the end of the day, we gotta stop getting so much in our head about everything.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta just show you. Like it sounds really cliche, and you probably heard it 1,000 times. But the minute I stopped feeling like I had to put on content or create content for this imaginary person, because I was worried how people were going to see me and see my brand, everything started aligning. Like everything started aligning. The comments came back, the love came back, people were sharing. And when I started, you know, my journey and everything, like I had tons of people who like were loving everything that I was doing. But like I said, when I said earlier that I had a moment in January or so when I was very confused about the content that I need to go ahead and create, because I was like, nothing's resonating. It sounds the same, all. The minute you start creating content that is very much real to you, your brand and everything that you got going on, that's when everything will start to click. And again, don't take my, like, you can take my word for it, sure, but the only way you're going to know is if you do it. So if you're listening to this pod right now, you're watching the pod, I need you to understand that you have to just do it. You have to show up. You have to try. And if you do show up and try and it doesn't turn out the way that you want it to, that doesn't mean that you stop. It doesn't mean that you stopped, you know, because at the end of the day, we see it all the time. People who have quality content all the time, people who have amazing content, and they don't always get the praise and they don't always get the celebration for it, but they don't stop because they realize that even if they don't always get the praise or the comments or so on, they still put a lot of effort into that. So they're still going to post it. They're still going to, you know, put it out there for people to consume. Because they realize at the end of the day that at the end, like, the likes, the vanity, all that is just like, it's cute, it's fine, whatever, but it doesn't pay your bills. If you are like, we see it all the time, doctors, lawyers, anybody in like the older generation, they are successful and they don't have Instagram, let's just say, right? They don't have social media, but they're still out here thriving, doing what they got to do. They still show up every single day to the job that they have to do because they realize that's what they have to do in order for people to see who they are and understand the importance of them and everything that they got going. So if you're using social media to go ahead and do that, then you need to put your best foot forward every day. You need to be you, and don't hide, don't be fake, because people can see that right away, especially because we in the house now. Like, we all know you're going to be jumping on Zoom calls. So why are you always beat to the nines every 2 seconds? You know, why can we never see you natural skin? So on, right? That's why it's so important for me, for my community to see me with the full makeup, but also without. Right? And my skin has always been a thing for me because I had acne and it's gotten a lot better. So I'm feeling a lot more comfortable to show up. But again, I talked about it. I was honest about my journey. So people are aware of all the moving parts about who I am. So, and again, I feel so comfortable to do that at this point. And it took me quite some time to fully get there. But the minute I did, like I said, everything started clicking. So if you don't want to necessarily be like me and feel like you have to put something up there for whatever reason, you just got to do you. You know, show up today, tell people what's going on in your life, give us behind the scenes, talk to us, ask us how we're doing. What are you doing? What do you have coming up in the pipeline for your business? Are you doing client work? Do you have a client? Like, these are all the things that a lot of people who are tuning into you probably want to know anyways. So if you just talk to us and talk to people as if like that's, you know, we're just real people and it's just a conversation, you and I are friends and we just talking, you'd be surprised how many people are going to gravitate towards that and just gravitate towards you. And isn't that what you want? Like, especially for us who are like the faces of our brand, don't you want people to rock with you for real?
I can't even lie. I think you really just taught me something here. And it's really just the fact that just make the content, like, show up as yourself. And I think that's why I was always in my head when it comes to making content. So I would make content, and if you see my feed, everything's gone and I start from scratch. And I do that like every couple months. And I think it's because I had that in my head where I'm making content for that person, where you want to like kind of emulate that person. How did they do this? And then you're not staying true to yourself. You're not being authentic to who you are. So then by the time you get to that maybe 10 or 15 posts, if you even make it that far, it's not fun anymore.
And if it's not fun, you're not doing it right at all. Because like, yes, Instagram is like a big part of my business, but I have a lot of fun being on it because I get to talk to people. I get to flex my creativity. I get to connect and do all these amazing things. If it's not fun because you feel like you're trying to keep up with the Joneses or keep up with this aesthetic or keep up with other people, you will get lost in the sauce. And video has been one of the best ways to just show who you are for real. If you're, oh my God, I don't know, like the graphics and all that, forget the graphics, girl. The videos are where people gravitate towards you. So if you're really looking to build that know, like, and trust and really allow your personality to shine through, create some video content, right? Look at some of the things that have gone, you know, that are trendy. If you want to do some of the trendy stuff, or if you see someone doing, again, like I said, grab that inspo from other people and see how you can add your own spin on it. And don't give up because you don't get enough likes or you get enough comments, because one comment, one like or whatever will turn into 2, it'll turn into 5, it'll turn into 10, 15, 20, the whole 9. But the only way you're going to do that is if you try. Again, if you go all the way down, because my feed is like all there, you could see the evolution to where I didn't have a lot of comments, but then they started going up. Oh yeah, things are going great. And again, that's a number thing, but you'll even notice the quality of my content has gotten a lot better, right? And again, as you grow, as you evolve, as things move, you do as well. And people can resonate with that and see that as well too. But again, it was all about me being just me and showing up as is. You gonna get the backdrop, you gonna get me on a chair, you gonna get me with no makeup, with makeup. You're going to get me, you know, short hair, maybe a longer hair. One time I wore a wig and that like scared everybody. So I had to put the wig away because I'm like, these girls, they ain't ready. Because I used to wear wigs all the time. But then I was like, oh, I have to remember all these people on Instagram have never seen me with a wig. So people were like,
because I know the video in my head, because even when I saw it, and I had to be like, wait, is that Nia?
And the girls were like, I thought you were a different person. I was like, you know what? Let me put this away. Maybe this is a vacation hairstyle. You know what I mean? But like, I'm trying to keep it, you know, I'm trying to do something different. So again, community, tapping back in, listening to your people. So important. So important. Again, a lot of people, there was definitely more compliments than, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's super important to just do you and just be honest. And I've definitely made that joke in passing as well and told that I was like, I wore my wig a couple times and y'all didn't know how to act. You were like, who is this? I'm like, you know what? Let me just put this away. Let me just put that in storage. Let's get back because y'all like the short hair and you're used to it. So
right.
It was crazy. I was like, I loved the wig. The wig is beautiful, but the girls were like, who? Like, I didn't even know I was on your page. I was like, okay, let me put it away.
Be like, this wig is it, but it just ain't it for this right now.
It ain't.
We'll sit you over there
for right now. What it is that we doing? Because y'all are like, who is it? And I'm like, you know what? I can pick up what's being put down. So I can read the room perfectly. So you know what? Let me just put that away. Spent a lot of money on the wig, but it's in storage right now, literally. But yeah, you just gotta do you. You gotta be yourself.
No, now you just need to bring the wig out. We could say just one more video in the wig. Just tell that story.
I can't because like the people, they were like Nia, and I was like, and then I was so I waited for that wig for like at least 3 weeks. I was like,
oh, that's a little disrespectful.
I can't wait to try it on. And again, it's not that I'll never wear it. It's just like, okay, maybe the girls on IG just aren't ready. You know, maybe I ease them in with like, you know, something short, you know, or like braids.
Every couple months, you make it a little longer.
Just a little, you know. And I was like, are you growing out your hair? And like, because people know I do not like my hair long. Like this is long for me. So we have to be real. And again, it's so great because I have people again in my community will be like, Nia, what is going on? Like, I love you, but I was not expecting this. I'm like, you don't like it? And then we kiki and we talk. But yeah, these are my people.
I love that. Oh, when I tell you, I'm gonna now go back just to find that video. I'm just letting you know from now.
I don't think it's saved. So, you know, I just gotta, you know, archive. I'm an archiver. We gotta be real. You gotta be real. I'm telling you.
At least you know what? At least you were real with it. You embraced it, and you realized what works for you, what maybe might not work for you.
Exactly. And it was, and again, it was funny. It was all a funny, teachable moment for me. It was like, maybe I don't switch up so much because the girls maybe aren't ready for it.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's all. But again, have a community that is honest with you,
Yep.
loves you genuinely. And that's it.
That's
And
it.
just have some fun with it. Again, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. So,
And this is perfect proof of it.
literally.
Yeah. So my final question for you is, I love this question, but it also means this is coming to an end. But what does it mean to be unapologetically Nia?
Ooh,
I love that
unapo-
reaction every time I ask that question.
I mean, it's great because you know what it is. I always talk about being your unapologetic self all the time. I say authentic, unapologetic, confident, comfortable, the whole nine. But I think what it means to be unapologetically Nia, it just means that you know you're not worried about how people are going to react to things, or maybe
Yeah.
even if you are, you don't care because like you want to put it out, you want to have fun, you want people to see who you are. And I think there's a really, you know, now like looking at myself now where I was like even when I was 14, because I remember just being a teenager and like wanting certain things and maybe not getting it right away, or thinking to myself, oh, I can't wait till I'm like 18 or like 25 or whatever.
Yeah.
But now I think it just really means just doing you, stepping into your purpose, creating the things that you want to create, having fun, connecting with the people that you want to, never giving up on yourself, always remembering that you are that chick,
Yep.
and you are worthy of praise, you are worthy of accolades, you are worthy of opportunities, um, just by being you, not by having to conform to what society thinks that you need, being a Black woman and what and in Toronto and like all that, because again, a lot of those pressures I did feel at one point. And I had always been like this, like even at 14, 15, I'd always been like this.
Yeah.
But when I was like 18, 19, I went to therapy for a little bit just on my own merit because I needed someone to talk to. And then I realized that I needed to just, I was okay, that I wasn't anything different, or I could just be me.
Yeah.
And people could just resonate with me in that way. And I've lived this very unapologetic, fun, happy, even though I've had moments where I've been down, but just very like fun life. You know what I mean? Like funny. Like I'm always laughing. Like for me, if I don't laugh every day, then something's up. Or you can tell something's up as well. And I think just being me, and just again, sounds very cliche, but just being unapologetically myself, which just means that I'm just going to do me. If you don't like it, I don't know what to say to you. And I say that now very confidently, but I mean that with every aspect of my life. So friends, family, employees, all that, you know what I mean? Like there's so many moving parts to who we are as people. And I'm also very just like all over the place type of gal anyhow. Like I'm very emotional. I can be very high, but then I could also be very low. But then also remembering that this is just me, take it or leave it. And you're going to see me when I want you to see me in the way that I want you to see me. And it's just going to be that. And I don't have to conform, and I don't have to show up like somebody else. And I can question the status quo as well and be somebody who has a voice in this industry, and have just people again look to me that way, because there are people that do. And I'm here, I'm ready, we're here to make moves and do big things. And I think at the end of the day, we just have to remember that this is just who we are. We were all meant for this. And I don't double down on it. Now I'm starting to like really, when my friends tell me, they're like, you're a big fish. I used to always like be like, yeah, but now I'm like fully stepping in and saying, yeah, I am. You know what I mean? Like we gotta accept it. I don't want to downplay myself, because it's who I am, and I show up unapologetically and real and fun all the time. Like if you go to my page right now, how it is that I'm in this podcast, and if you're hearing or watching, is who I am on my social media, and is who I am in real life. Right? I'm the girl that, again, very similar to Natalie, how we met.
Yeah.
We just connected instantly. I'm the girl that's at the events being like, hey, and then we get to talking and here we are, right? So it's all about just keeping it a buck and remembering at the end of the day that this is you. You
Yep.
got to like you got to enjoy you. If you don't like certain things about yourself, then change it. But also remember that you're fine. You are enough. Oh my God. Like a friend of mine, she said that's her term for 2021. And I believe it. You are enough.
Yep.
That's all.
I'm just gonna end it right there. The high note right there on that term. Nope.
Yes.
Ooh, and that's on period. Okay. You are enough.
Yes.
And that is what we're moving in.
And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Boom. Boom. Right there. Just a little right there.
Listen, I love black people. I love when we come up with these little terms and slang. I'm just like, I just love being black. We're the best. Love it. Bye.
Just queens and kings, the melanin.
Period.
For the culture. You guys, I'm so sad that this actually concludes today's episode of Unapologetically Her. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. Any final thoughts? Let them know where to follow you again. Let them know all of that.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much, Natalie, for having me. This has been so good. This has been such the fun, exciting chat that I've been needing in life. And I feel so full. My jaw is killing me from smiling and laughing we've been doing. But if you want to see more of me, you want to, tap into what I've got going on, you want to view, you want to, again, be nosy and see what I got going on before you slide into my DMs. Please do so at Socially Savvy Nia, and I would love to connect with you. I would love to help you be more confident on video and show you that video can literally change your life and your business and everything. Literally, I am walking proof of that. And so if you want to talk about it, if you want to chat about it, connect with me ASAP.
Yes. Oh, that's it. That's it. Yes, girl. I told you we ended on a high note because of that. Oh,
I feel like I have you thinking about so many things right now.
I don't think people understand once we get to the end of even throughout the podcast, everyone's like, sometimes you look so serious. I'm like, it's not that I'm serious. It's the fact that I'm literally taking in everything that you're saying. And I'm like, I'm about to apply this to my life right now.
You better.
I need to change this. I need to do that. This is what I love. I say this every episode. This is why I love talking to different people, especially people who I don't know on that level, because I am learning so much from you.
Thank you.
I'm learning so much from all these different people who just come from everywhere and have their own experiences, their own expertise, and who are able to share it. And I'm like, oh shoot, well, this actually does apply to me. Yes, that was the goal, but the fact that it's applying, I'm like, oh, this worked.
And I'll be checking in. I'll be checking in, being like, "Hey, Natalie, what's
to get ready?
You better, because I'm a watcher. When I have
this is like a video contract right now. I need to be on my A game. Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for listening. If you would like to hear from Nia again, or if you have any comments, questions, podcast topics, hit me up on Instagram at Unapologetically Her and on Twitter at unapologetic_UH. And don't forget, you can stream the podcast on various platforms. There we go. Where podcasts are streamed. And that also includes SoundCloud and YouTube by searching Unapologetically Her podcast. Once again, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you, Nia, again for joining me today.
Thank
you. Much love, y'all. Peace, and see you guys in another episode. Bye.
Peace.